The black market is pretty much dead now. There is no money for the corrupt to funnel the national currency out of the country. Cancellation of the auctions was brilliant. Nothing is affecting the monetary reform. Nothing is touching the IQD exchange rate. That is badass. They're openly telling us they're getting closer to getting the budget schedules to Parliament for approval, but to do that they're waiting for the rate to change first. It's very good that they're telling us about it. This is one of the things I've been waiting to see right here, at least them talking about preparing to get the budget schedules to Parliament and start the approval process. It will require 3 readings because it's budget funds. I am hearing a lot of chatter that there may be an Iraqi rate change over the weekend. I am not going to ride the roller coaster, but will be hopeful that we are seeing it that soon. But Trump is not in office yet, so stay calm. Question: a quick explanation on 1-to-1. The whole purpose is for the Iraqi dinar to have purchasing power. Why do they try to make it 1-to-1 with the American dollar? Inside of Iraq it comes out at 1-to-1, purchasing power. Outside of Iraq, internationally that's a different ball game. If you had 1 million dinars it would be worth $1 million American dollars. The budget needs the new exchange rate. It's that simple. I'm on pins and needles because what we're seeing is real-time data, it's no joke. Iraq is effectively going international. Question: what is your guess on the total amount of dinar held in the US? Marks: great question. I heard some projections way back in the day that, if I had to make a guess, maybe 10 trillion. That is just a guess, but maybe 10% of what is in circulation may be held in the US. European and Gulf officials. Baghdad to receive important leaders in the coming days. Quote, Baghdad will witness a series of successive visits by the foreign ministers of France, Italy, and the European Union countries, in addition to the ministers of the countries of the region, neighboring and regional, and the Gulf countries in the coming days. Iraq hasn't been on the FOREX market at 1,310 in an international capacity. Are they ever going to do that? I don't think so. When they start mentioning, first time in a long time, coming from the Central Bank of Iraq, telling you exactly what they've done, you're going to see a theme, and that theme is, going international. When they mention FOREX, I have not seen them talk about this ever before. Take that whole thing very serious because it's powerful. 4 days separate Iraq from a phase full of unexpected events. Quote, Donald Trump will officially assume the US presidency on January 20th. Trump will move to remove part of the ruling class loyal to or linked to Iran, because it is time to resolve the situation according to regional and international balances. I did have a conversation with my CBI contact, Wednesday. This is why I am very excited. I could hardly believe that now the economic experts have finally turned to the mantra. The new mantra is, let's go to FOREX. This was the same tone in my conversation. My contact sounded very excited and anticipatory. I have had a couple of check-ins, including one from a bond contact in Asia who is being told they should expect it the 21st and 22nd, they have everything in place. When bond folks start paying out, we will start making appointments. Many sources are still looking at the 21st and 22nd. I am cautiously excited and extremely optimistic. Does President Trump have to be in as inaugurated as president for us to get the RV? I've been told no, he does not have to be back in as president for this to happen. So we're pushing it closely. We're getting there, but let's see what happens in the next few days. I'm extremely excited because that third reading of the budget amendment is basically guaranteed. Why would I say such a thing? Because if they don't do the third reading, 15 days later the budget is exposed. It exposes everything, and once it does, then you got to figure out float or basket. I don't have to be the first person when the dinar goes. That's fine. When it goes, I'm going to be a happy man. I'll be a happy family too. There's going to be a bright future. Question: it supposedly was on FOREX at $4.19. However, when I went back to look at it again, I couldn't find it. Did anyone else see it? Marks: most of the rates we are seeing on the IQD now is close to $4 bucks. I still believe the dong will be in the low $2 range. We won't know for certain until we are at the banks. The Foreign Relations Committee in the Iraqi parliament responded, on Thursday, to the U.S. State Department's statements regarding urging the parliament to expedite the vote on the budget to resolve the dispute between Baghdad and Erbil. Committee member Mukhtar al-Musawi told Shafaq news agency, "The statements of the U.S. State Department are unacceptable, and this interference in Iraqi internal affairs regarding the budget and other matters is blatant and unacceptable, and cannot be tolerated and must be officially rejected by the relevant government agencies, as well as the House of Representatives and political actors." Al-Musawi added that the dispute between Baghdad and Erbil, financial and oil, is an internal issue and it is not right for any external party to interfere, as this increases the differences, and therefore the U.S. State Department should not interfere, stressing that this interference is unacceptable, and any attempt at media pressure or otherwise will not be of any use with the Iraqi legislative institution. On Wednesday, the U.S. State Department urged the Iraqi parliament to expedite the passage of Iraq's federal budget. "We have worked with the federal government of Iraq and the Kurdistan regional government to reach a permanent budget agreement that will facilitate sustainable oil production in the Kurdistan region," State Department spokesman Matthew Miller said in a press briefing at the department. "We saw the budget amendment reviewed this week and we urge its swift passage," Miller added. The Finance Committee of the Iraqi Council of Representatives met last Saturday with Finance Minister Taif Sami to discuss proposed amendments to some provisions of the 2025 budget law, including issues related to the oil file, salaries, and the Kurdistan region budget. Last Monday, the Iraqi parliament also completed reviewing and discussing the second reading of the draft law amending the first federal budget law. The Judicial Council announced the recovery of an amount of 5 billion Iraqi dinars, for a financial fraud crime through manipulation of the dollar. A statement issued by the Media Center of the Supreme Judicial Council stated that the Second Kark Investigation Court recovered the amount from one of the violating companies to obtain the difference in the dollar exchange rate. He explained that this happened after great efforts and under the supervision of the competent judge, stressing that efforts are continuing to take legal measures that ensure the prevention of this crime and currency speculation to preserve state funds. On Thursday, the Iraqi Prime Minister, Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, requested technical assistance from the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, EBRD, to strengthen and develop the banking sector in Iraq, while stressing that the government has many projects that the bank can contribute to financing, including vital infrastructure projects such as roads, bridges and public transportation. This came during his reception at his residence in London of a delegation from the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, EBRD, headed by the bank's president, Odile Renaud Basso. According to a statement by the Prime Minister's media office received by Shafaq news agency, al-Sudani expressed his appreciation for the approval of the bank's members for Iraq to join it in October of last year, stressing the importance of the partnership with the bank, especially since it includes cooperation in many sectors that the government has placed